Good morning from Big Sky Country. I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks. And I may have to put myself on a buying ban. I think I'm getting a little out of control with buying used Lego to put in my store because I'm running out of space to put that used Lego because I really haven't been uploading as much as I should. And I've mentioned this in previous videos that there's just been a lot going on. I was sick for a month and just things were happening and I just was not putting parts into inventory. And I keep buying more parts. And my husband looked at me one day and said, maybe you should cut back on buying parts until you actually get them in inventory. And you'll see why in a few minutes. I just wanted to discuss this a little bit. If you guys find yourself buying more than you have time to put into your inventory, or maybe you have the space to store those until you can get to them, I'm running out of space. I've said this many, many times. I have a 20 by 20 shop. It's not going to get any bigger. I only have room for so much stuff in here. But at the same time, I have a really hard time passing up a good deal on used Lego. It's really hard to do because you know that eventually you're going to want that and you're going to want to put it in your store. And I have a hard time saying no, especially when I have friends or family that are coming to me and saying, hey, I have some Lego, would you like to buy it? Because then you feel a little bit more obligated as well. And I have friends that are always on the hunt for me on Facebook Marketplace. When they see a good deal, they send it to me. And once I see it, I think about it and I have a hard time saying no. I end up with a lot more inventory than I have room in my shop for, and I don't have the time to put it in like I would like. I kind of like this to be a discussion. I would love for you to put in the comments if you're finding yourself in the same situation, if you have the space to store it, or if you just buy as you need it to fill your store. Because I'm generally curious on how other people deal with this. I know there's a lot of people out there that have a lot more space than I do and have places where they can put the Lego until they can get it in, or they're even just a lot faster at getting it into their inventory than I am. And I think especially now that business has been a little bit slower the last couple of years, I think that was the point my husband was trying to make, is until we can get this stuff into inventory and until business picks back up, maybe we should hold off on buying more. I would say that I am doing a little bit better. There were a couple of years in there I was buying between $600 and $1,400 worth of Lego in a year, which really isn't that bad when you consider you do need that to be able to keep your store running. But at the same time, I still have stuff from years ago that I bought on eBay that is still sitting in containers that need to be put into inventory. So now I want to show you why my husband's saying what he is about the fact that I need to just maybe hold off for a little bit before I continue to buy some more Lego. Let's start over on this side of the shop. I have all these yellow containers, and out of these 6 containers, 5 of them, these 2, this top one, and these 2 here, are all parts that I bought on eBay years ago, and when I would get them, I'd go through them and then I would just dump them into containers. This bottom one is actually from one of our postal carriers. He was selling a bunch of his Lego before he moved, and so we bought those, and I think you can see that it says that's from September of 2024. And this over here is just parts that have been sorted out of one of these big containers, this container here. So I still need to put these into inventory. These are sorted into category. These are what's left. On top of there, I have a bunch of stuff. This stuff is eventually going to go on eBay. And I showed this months ago that I was going to put it into eBay. Still hasn't gotten there. This right here is part of the big massive sort from that. In the back there, there's another little box of parts that I got from somebody for free just because there wasn't enough there. She said, don't bother paying me, because most of it got thrown out because it was useless. Underneath that, I still have minifigs from the yard sale from 2023. My husband and I are eventually going to do a video on how he puts minifigs into inventory. In fact, we were just talking about it yesterday. This over here is the very last of that Star Wars big bulk Lego haul I bought in January of 2024. So this is all I have left of that. I'm almost done with this one. And just to give you an idea how my brain works is I upload to Brickstore and I do 100 lots at a time. And then I upload that to Bricklink. I jump between doing one of my specific Lego hauls and doing my massive sort. So I'll do 100 lots of my massive sort, upload that to Bricklink, and then do 100 lots of whatever Lego haul I'm working on. And I switch back and forth. Why I do that, I don't know, but it works for me. Now for the rest of it. When I said I had a bunch to put in, I wasn't kidding. There is 2 different Lego hauls here. There's one that was from Facebook, one that was a direct sale from somebody that I met at a Lego event. Facebook, more Facebook. These are all from the same guy that I bought a lot of Lego from over the last year. And those are all from him. And then I have my coworker who brought me in this Lego haul. And then I have my neighbor who these 2 containers are part of a Lego haul. And this last one is partial sets that I bought off of eBay. And because all of that is not enough, my husband and I bought a box of large minifigures from the same guy I got the Bionicle from that I overpaid. So I'm hoping these, I'm gonna get my money's worth. I believe this one is like $40 or $50. This one's about the same price. I believe it's this one. And then there's also a bunch more in there as well. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get our money back from this. If not, if I part this guy out, it's like 60 bucks. So I would at least get most of my money back from just that one. So as you can see, I have lots to get into inventory. And I know a lot of people would say, well, just combine them all and just do one massive sort. And I could do that, and it would probably save me some time. But I generally really do like to see if I got a good deal on my Lego haul, or if maybe I overspent or didn't make the right choice on how much I offered people. So it means a lot to me to be able to do those individually. And yes, I'm well aware I could get a lot more done if I just threw them all in one bin and did them all at once. I know that. But at the same time, doing it this way also puts a lot more variety into my store, because I'm not putting in 10,000 bricks all at once. I'm putting in different parts that people may need. And for me, that works. I would be curious how you guys handle your Lego hauls when you get them. If you get multiple different Lego hauls, do you just dump them all together and do them all at once? Or do you do them individually to see if you did make a profit on them? I'm generally curious on how you guys handle that type of thing as well. So this was a little bit shorter video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.